Assalamualaikum Wr.Wb. My name is Salsabila Nadya Putri. I'm from 5C, and in this video, I will explain my understanding about types and scales of data. Before this, I already read a research methods book, pages 841 until 844. And before I jump into the materials, types and scales of data, I would like to explain a bit about statistic. So what is statistic? Statistic is the science concerned about developing and studying methods for analyzing, collecting, interpreting, and presenting empirical data. Statistic is essential for our daily life because without you or realize every activities in our daily life is using statistic. So studying statistic is essential. Next is types of data. There are two types, qualitative data and quantitative data. I'm going to explain about qualitative data first. So qualitative data describes qualities and characteristics. It can be collected with questionnaires, interviews, and also observation. And it frequently appears on a narration form. The example of qualitative data is like the color of your sling bag or the brand of makeup you are wearing. And the next is quantitative data. It can be counted or compared on numerical scale and also used when a researcher wants to quantify a problem. The example of quantitative data is like the weather, the thermometer temperature to know the weather, and also ratings on a scale of 1 until 10% of the television program or serial drama. I like to watch drama and I always find the ratings from the drama, this one drama and the other drama that aired on the same day. And then I compared the ratings, so I know which drama has higher ratings. Next is the scales of data. There are 4 scales. The first is nominal. Nominal, names of categories only, categorical attributes only, and no inherent order. In this scale, we can rank the position of the data. We can rank the data because there's no order. We only naming and classifying the data. The example is from a nominal data is like classifying the gender, the hair color, and also can be the extracurriculars in school. The second is ordinal. It has categories which also have order, no absolute numerical scale. So in this scale, we can rank the data, like from the highest to the lowest, and also the examples of this ordinal data will comes with a level of order. The order is absolute here. Like the example of this ordinal data, it's like the Likert type scale is strongly agree, neutral, strongly disagree, and strongly disagree. And it can be sizes too, like XL, L, M, S, and XS. And also position rank in the class, like first rank, second rank, and third rank. Next is interval data. There are categories, order, and scale, and limited to dates and temperatures. In this scale, we are not only naming and giving order to the data, but also measure the scale, making sure there are equal distances between two datas and knowing how far parting from one another. The example of this is data collected from a thermometer, and also number of miles you have driven your car is also the example of interval data. The last is ratio scale of data. There are category, order, scale, and absolute zero. In here we combine all the scale we naming, we ordering, and we measure the scale. And the examples of this scale is like the number of mobile phone your family own. It can be height of people and weight of people. Next, the types of statistical tests for four scales of data: measures of association, measures of differences, measures of linear relationship between independent and dependent variables, and identifying underlying factors, data reduction, grouping of people or variables. Next is the types of tests for the scale of data before. First, nominal. They are mode. Mode is the score achieved by greatest number of people. And then frequencies, and the last is chi-square. Chi-square is to determine if there is a difference between two variables. For example, determine two variables. I will take personalities and hobbies, and then I will compare them and find the differences and whether there is an association between those two variables. And next is ordinal. There are mode, median. Median is arrange all the scores and choose the middle value of the data, not the middle value of the scale. For example, like Likert type scale, there are strongly agree, neutral, disagree, and strongly disagree. In here, in the test here, we don't choose the neutral one because it's located in the middle, but we choose the result from the observations. If the result is the median result is agree, then that is the median. And next, frequencies. Chi-square, Spearman rank order correlation, is a statistic to measure the degree of association between two ordinal variables. For example, like rank position. Rank position in the class and in the sport club is different, so we can analyze and measure the degree of association, which has the more degree between those two variables. And then Kurzweil-Wallace analysis of variance is a statistic to measure any significant differences between three or more independent samples. Next is interval and ratio. They are mode, mean, frequencies, median, chi-square, standard deviation, which is a measure of the dispersal of scores, and then z-score, we can call it a standardized score. It is a statistic to convert score from different scale. And then Pearson product moment correlation. It is a statistic to measure the degree of association between two interval or ratio variables. For example, like the correlation between interval data, like examination scores from biology subject and examination score from chemistry subject. We can find the correlation between those two variables. And next, t-test, analysis of variance, regression, multiple regression, vector analysis, and the last is structural and equation modeling. I think that's all for me about the types and scale of data. And learning statistics is really entertaining, especially statistics is really useful and helpful for us because all aspects in our life and activities is almost using statistics. I think that's all from me. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.